Welcome to today's lesson. In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at approximations and estimations. Under approximations and estimations, we'll be looking at rounding numbers to the nearest 10, to the nearest 100, to the nearest 1000, and so on. We'll also look at rounding to a certain number of decimal places and rounding off to a certain number of significant figures. So I'm going to write down an example. Let's say we have 1256 and you are asked to round it off to the nearest 1000, 100, and 10. So each and every figure here falls under a certain description. So 1 is under thousands, 2 is under hundreds, 5 is under tens, and 6 is under units. So if the question says around 1256 to the nearest A 1000, B to the nearest 100, and C to the nearest 10. So the digit that determines whether you are rounding up or rounding down, if it is equal to 5 or above, it means you are rounding up. If the digit is 4 or less, it means you are rounding down. So in this example, we have 1256. So we want to round to the nearest 1000, and 1 is the one that is under 1000. So you look at the number or the digit to the right, and it's 2. And 2 means it falls under rounding down. So when you're rounding down, it means you can't go to the next 1000 or to the next 1000, which is 2000. You have to go down from 1256. You go down to the 1000 that is below. So your answer is going to be approximately equal to 1000 after rounding down. That's part A. Okay, and part B says you are rounding off 1256 to the nearest 10, to the nearest 100. So 100 is this one, and the digit that determines whether you're rounding up or rounding down is always to the right of that number. So here we've got 5, and 5 means you are rounding up. So if you are rounding up, it means you're going to the next 100 above 200, which means your answer is going to be 1300. In part C, we are rounding that same number 1256 to the nearest 10. So you're rounding off to the nearest 10, and 5 is the one that is under tens. So you look at the digits to the right, and in this case it's 6, and 6 also falls under rounding up, which means when you round up, you're going to the higher number or the higher 10, which means from 50, the next 10 or the higher one is 60. So your answer is going to be 1260. So I'm just going to write down another example. Say we have 10,278, and you are asked to round to the nearest oh sorry round to the nearest a hundred, b to the nearest 10. So using our question here, or the figure that you've been given, rounding off to the nearest 100, it means this is the figure that falls under hundreds. So you look at 7, and 7 means you are rounding up, so you're going to the next 100, which is 300, and your answer is going to be approximately equal to 10,300. That's part A. And part B, you've been asked to round off to the nearest 10, so it's this number, but you look at 8 is the one that determines whether you're rounding up or down, and you are rounding up in this case, and your answer is going to be 10,280, because 80 is the higher 10. Okay, so this is what I had for you today. I just want you to go through this video, and I'm going to give you questions that you are going to attempt. So tomorrow we will look at decimal places and then significant numbers. So thank you so much for watching.